Well, we bought a freeze dryer little over a year ago, I believe. We haven't had the chance to actually run it. It seemed like every time we got the opportunity, something would come up, something would happen. But I'm going to get it set up today and wanted to show you everything that came with it, or everything that I know of that came with it, which is, well, the freeze dryer itself, the vacuum pump. They sent 2 bottles of their brand oil and a bottle of Robin Air vacuum pump oil. They also sent their own oil filter for screening the oil out. The 4 trays that go inside, Mylar bags for sealing, oxygen absorbers, silicone mats, and a vacuum sealer. Now, I don't even think we've ever actually looked at their vacuum sealer because we have one that we really appreciate and it can do Mylar. But it did come with it. Troubleshooting for the firmware, and a basics guide for the freeze dryer as far as foods and things like that. And there is an instruction manual, however I can't remember where that is offhand. I know we have it here somewhere, but I did actually get this thing set up, we just never had the chance to run it, so I'll be able to get this back together without any issues. But I wanted to give you guys an idea as to what all we got with it. And, well, pretty much introduce you to what I'm doing, at least at the moment. Okay. Alright, some of this was already set up, like the rack being inside, that we've had in there for a while, but it didn't come inside of it. The vacuum plugs in right here, and this is the power that goes to the deep freezer or freeze dryer itself, and in turn goes to the pump. Now, I was wiping everything down before I put it all together just because it's been sitting for a little while. You go to wipe these down, be very careful. The inside, the threading, cut my finger like a razor blade. That was a poor choice on my part, but then you have your oil add, markings for the fill line, which by the angle it looks like it's too high, or at least my angle, but it's actually good. I promise it's good. And then you have the port to drain the oil from the pump, which the pump has a little bit of weight to it, but it's easy enough for me to get out of where it is to drain it properly. This hose is actually attached back there, and this is where the moisture and, well, yeah, water content of anything going into the freeze dryer will come out. So I actually have a 5-gallon bucket that I'm going to set with this hose in it for the sake of, while it's running, not making a mess anywhere. But that's pretty much the extent of it as far as like programming and setting the firmware and that kind of stuff up. I'm gonna leave that for Gary Ann because, well, when it comes down to technology, she's light years ahead of me, so we're gonna do that the safe way. Well, continuing my adventures for today, we're going to put some 1/2-inch hardware cloth, only a foot wide section of it, around the base of this tractor for the sake of keeping the chicks' heads in, because it is staying warm enough still. We want to try and give them some time outside, so we'll be able to leave them out at night once this is done. They're getting too big for the brooder box, which that's a lot of chicks in there, but this way they can be out here and at least be safe. Probably wind up doing like we did with the other chicken tractor while the chicks were still young. Keep it very close to the house, that way we can keep an eye on it through the night. But I figured I would share what we're doing, and by we I mean me and Bren. And then we're gonna have to pretty much figure out what we're doing with these two. So, alright. Well, we have now gotten the hardware cloth stapled up around the outside. So that should keep the chicks from shoving their heads through. Should also keep other things from trying to poke in. But that's where we're at.
Hi everybody. So right now my dad is weed eating, and I'm taking a really quick video just to show y'all what we're doing. So from here, so far he's gotten farther back this way more. You can see all the work we've done as we walk through. I tried to do it. I couldn't. I'm too short for that. So he's doing it. I left the rake up there for me. As you can hear, he's weed eating right now. This is what we're doing.
Alright everybody, just a quick closeout video for you. Thank you guys for all the suggestions you've made so far in the barn. Mike will be addressing those in tomorrow's video. I didn't shoot any footage today. I'm still trying to get used to vlogging, first of all. And to the fact that Sundays are no longer just a family hangout day, because that used to be what Sundays were for us. We'd all just kind of hang out, play video games, read a book, watch a movie. Because it was the only day of the week that Mike was home and not sleeping the entire day. So Sundays in my head are just a relaxing family day. And now they've become more of my day to run to stores and get things that we need for throughout the week. And Mike still has all the work that he's doing on Sundays. Sorry about that. And then the kids are obviously wanting to help Mike because it's the weekend and they don't have school and they want to be outside and doing all the things. So it's an adjustment for me. But we'll get there. So that's what we have for you guys for today. We will see you tomorrow.